Imagine waking up one morning and suddenly you can't see. The world around you has gone completely white and no one can explain why. This is the terrifying premise of Blindness, a novel written in 1995 by Portuguese author José Saramago. Saramago, who later won the Nobel Prize for Literature in 1998, is known for his unique style and his deep exploration of human nature, society, and morality. In this novel, he asks a simple but haunting question. What happens to humanity when the very thing we take for granted, our sight, is suddenly taken away? The story begins when a man in his car suddenly goes blind. Soon, more people are affected, and within days, nearly everyone in his city is struck by the mysterious blindness. The government panics and responds by quarantining the blind in a filthy, overcrowded asylum. But the conditions inside quickly become as chaotic as the world outside. Among the first to experience the blindness are an ophthalmologist, some of his patients, and other random citizens. They are all thrown together by chance, and the only exception is the doctor's wife, who miraculously retains her sight. This unique ability soon makes her the group's guide and protector. Inside the asylum, the situation deteriorates fast. Hygiene breaks down, food becomes scarce, and fear spreads like wildfire. Soldiers who are supposed to maintain order either become violent or fall victim to the blindness themselves. A small group of internees seizes control of the food supply and terrorizes the others, showing just how quickly moral codes can collapse when survival is at stake. Violence, fear, and even sexual assault erupt within the walls of the asylum. Eventually, the asylum burns down. The survivors, including the doctor, his wife, and a handful of others, are forced to escape into the city, which has descended into complete chaos. Outside, society has completely broken down. Law enforcement, government services, schools, and social systems no longer exist. Families are separated and can't find each other. People wander the streets, searching for food, safety, and shelter, often encountering violence, theft, and disease. It's a world where every day is a struggle, and trust is nearly impossible to come by. Throughout this struggle, the doctor's wife becomes the central figure. She must secretly guide the group using her sight, helping them navigate the dangers of a city turned upside down. Together, they find abandoned buildings to live in, scavenge food, and slowly try to build some order in their lives. Saramago uses their experiences to explore the human capacity for both cruelty and compassion, showing how even in the darkest circumstances, acts of kindness, courage, and solidarity can make a difference. Then, just as suddenly as the blindness began, everyone regains their sight, and the survivors are left to confront a world that has changed forever. Families must reunite, and society begins to rebuild, but the experience leaves a lasting mark on everyone who lived through it. The novel ends with a sense of both relief and unease, reminding us that civilization is fragile, and that our social bonds, empathy, and morality are what truly sustain us. Blindness is more than just a story about a mysterious epidemic. It is a powerful exploration of human nature, society, and resilience. Saramago asks us to consider what it means to be human when our usual rules and structures vanish. How do we respond to fear and uncertainty? Who shows compassion and who gives in to selfishness and cruelty? These questions make the novel not only compelling but deeply thought-provoking. In conclusion, Blindness is a challenging yet unforgettable novel that pushes us to think about our world, our communities, and ourselves. It reminds us that even in moments of chaos, human resilience, courage, and care can shine through. If you enjoy stories that explore both the fragility and strength of humanity, this is a book you won't forget. And for those of you watching, I encourage you to think, if the world suddenly went blind, how would you respond? What would you do to help others survive?